So Candice married that man. Congratulations. No, seriously, congratulations. It does seem like they love each other. It's just from what I, as a viewer, have been able to see concerning their relationship on the show, it looked troubling. Anyway, let's get into the finale of the Real Housewives of Potomac, the reunion finale. Y'all know what I mean. Let's get into it. You know what? I'm still baffled by Giselle comforting Karen after she spearheaded making her life a living hell on this show, even knowing what she was going through. So I just don't understand how she's running back to comfort her and giving her all these words of encouragement when she, even during the reunion, she was really awful to her. So it's just weird to me. And I know that a lot of this stuff is, fake and forced and put on for a show. So I don't know if these two are in on it, but it doesn't seem like Karen is in on the hazing. And it seems like Giselle is saying, well, I'm doing this. This is just my interpretation. I feel like Giselle is like, we're friends, but I'm doing this for the show. So you should kind of get where I'm going and what I'm doing. But Karen has repeatedly said, this is enough, stop. And Giselle has not stopped, even during the reunion. So I just don't understand how she still considers herself a friend to Karen, and how Karen still accepts her friendship and still says that she's going to work on building a friendship or preserving her friendship with Giselle. It baffles me because I don't see anything in that relationship worth salvaging. Then we get to Monique and this Kendall, I was going to call her Miss Horsey. But anyway, we get to Monique in this Kendall situation, and I just don't understand how Giselle is so focused on Monique when Charisse was the one who even brought Kendall up. I know she said in the beginning that she brought Kendall in the beginning, recommending her for season 1 and for season 2, and Giselle was like, she was boring then and she boring now. And I get that Charisse was like, oh, I brought her in when we were friends, and then she said that this season I wanted to bring her in to mess with Giselle. Giselle never responds to that. She directs her anger towards Monique, and it confuses me because I'm like, you have history with Charisse. You don't really know Monique like that. Y'all still getting to know each other, and y'all always started off rocky. So there's not really a relationship there. But with Charisse, you guys have history, and she knew the backstory and fed a lot of the information about Sherman to Monique, and you're still mad at Monique. When Charisse is the one who knew it would hurt you and cut you and intentionally did it to bother you this season and to harm you, and therefore pretty much broke up your relationship. Because I'm telling you, I firmly believe that it wasn't the People magazine interview or Sherman being in the People magazine with Giselle and people texting him and saying, oh, you want a spotlight. I think it was the fact that he did not want to be on a show with his ex-wife, and he did not want his business to come out. That's what I think happened, and that's why I think he got ghosted with Giselle on the show. And I think if they do get back together, he will not film, especially if Kendall still comes around. So we'll see, but I just don't understand how Giselle is just so mad at Monique, and she has never once directed her anger to Charisse. It's baffling to me. And maybe it's just easier because she does have history with Charisse, or does have some kind of friendship with her. Maybe it's just easier for her to believe Charisse when she says that it was all Monique and it wasn't her. Or maybe it just hurts less coming from Monique than it does from Charisse. So she'd much rather send her anger towards Monique because it's just a light relationship than deal with the hurt of Charisse trying to betray her. Or maybe Giselle just believed that she deserves it for what she did to Charisse concerning her marriage and her possibly cheating last season. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below, because I'm just so baffled by that. She still has yet to come for Charisse. She kept her anger towards Monique, and I'm like, Giselle, Charisse is the one who put it all together. She even said it, but you're not responding to that. It's weird. It's really weird. What do you guys think? Let me know. And since we're here on Charisse, let's talk about the whole look. No shade, Charisse, but it's giving me boy in a ball gown. I mean, the wig is down too low. It's messing with your hairline. The makeup is very Drag Race season 1, and the dress is giving you like shoulders for days, and not in a sexy way, in a very linebacker kind of way. The whole look, she just looks so rough. And when they put the camera on her, I was just like, oh, Charisse, what happened? I don't know what they did to her face. It was a combination of the makeup, the wig, and just the dress. It just, I don't know. She just looked very, very Joanna, man. Did y'all see it? Because I saw it and I was scared. I said it last episode and I will repeat myself again. I hate to see Monique on this reunion because she's pregnant and she is somebody who has had trouble conceiving and trouble carrying. I don't know. I was just very uncomfortable with her every time she got like riled up and was defending herself and, just going back and forth with Giselle and I don't know. I was just very, like, every time she got into it with somebody, I just got nervous. I got so nervous for her. I'm glad to know that everything's okay with her. The pregnancy is very healthy, but I was just concerned. You know what I mean? Like, you can't spend all season crying about your situation with, losing a child and conceiving and all of that stuff, and then sit on here on this stage and not have me freak out when I'm watching you on this stage screaming and yelling and going back and forth with Giselle. I would have missed it. It's not worth it. Let them argue and talk about you all they want. But I wanted her to like be sitting up at home having her husband rub her feet while she rubbing her belly and having a good old time. I just didn't want that negative energy. Like, I don't know. I just feel like a pregnant woman is so sacred, and I just didn't want her in that environment. I was nervous for her. It was nerve-wracking watching her doing this reunion. So we get into Chris and his son. Seriously, Candice, if you come back, heed my word, sis. Do not have your husband on as much. I mean, I know that it's an interracial couple, so they're probably going to want to cover that. But I think you need to have him in the background and maybe make it about you and your sister and building your business. And not even about your mom taking care of you, because I just feel like those storylines don't do you any service. Like, it does you a disservice because, like, with your husband, talking about the situation with his kids, I like you two together. I feel like there is genuine love there. But when we talk about his children and the situation, it's uncomfortable because I'm also giving you a warning. You're going to keep on talking about that, his ex-wife and the situation that he has with his child. And I'm telling you, she going to start talking because these blogs, let this show get big enough, these blogs and these gossip sites are going to start paying her money to hear her side of the story. And if homegirl is hurting for a coin, we're going to get a side of Chris that we just don't want to see. Like, I don't want to know his business like that because what I'm already getting is making me uncomfortable because I like him. To hear that, oh, I've sent letters, I've made calls, I've gotten nothing. You are the parent. Like, I don't care that, your son isn't sitting back, letters or not responding to your post-it notes that you are sending him or the calls that you are making on his phone. You are the parent. Show up at that door. And if the mother is making it difficult for you to see your child, why not go to the court? This is America. We're especially living under Trump's America. I do not see it being difficult for Chris at all as a white man. I know that that ex-wife, a baby mama, is black. I do not think he is going to have an issue. Not even think. I 1000% believe that he is going to have favor in the courts. You mean to tell me this white dude walking up in the courts and saying, this black woman is keeping me from my child, you mean to tell me a judge is going to tell him no? Y'all, let's be real here. Let's tell the truth and shame the devil. We are living under racism in this nation, especially if you are a black or brown person. This is what you have to deal with. There is no way that woman is going to have favor over him. There is no way. So I just don't understand this storyline of you can't see your child. Go to the court and be like, listen, a white man, she keeping my child from me. Let's make it work. I know terrible dads who have went to court. Not no, but I was just like, let me think about that for a second. But I do know situations where dads are not really present. The courts still allow them to at least have some time to see their child. I know dudes, especially from being in church, it gets messy when the relationships in church, okay? Especially with the millennial generation. But I know situations where the guy's just making it difficult, just keeping the child out, not really wanting to spend time with the child, but wanting to get back at the mother. So it's not hard for Chris to see his child. The courts make it very easy for both parents. Unless you are like awful and there's a serious problem, then you're not going to see your child. Again, I'm only speaking about things that I know from different relationships, my own experience. I really don't know Chris's experience, but what they're giving me is not making him look good. I just don't understand, especially if you're paying child support. Now, is he not paying child support, Candice? Because if he is paying child support, you have to realize that you are now responsible for his child support. Like, are you guys thinking all this over, or are you just so caught up on his brown dick that you're not even thinking things forward? Well, I don't need to say anything now. You're already married to him, but it's just from the season and the reunion, he just does not look good in his child situation. I just don't get it. You guys aren't giving enough to make him look good. What you guys are giving us about Chris and his situation, it's a no for me. I believe Ray about the whole tax situation, and I don't know if I believe him because I just want to get over the storyline, or if he was just very convincing. And I think it's a bit of both. I think it was very convincing, and I think that this storyline was just so old, tired, and dusty. It really didn't hold any weight, but it was a storyline throughout the whole season. And I felt that looked bad on production because Karen wouldn't participate in the storyline. Giselle and the Creole Demons just looked like bullies. It just, in my opinion, wasn't juicy enough to have gone this far and been such a huge part of the season, which makes me feel like they really didn't have a lot going on. Because I get it, I get it. Karen's situation was in page 6 of the New York Post or whatever, and that is very important to the elite community, right? However, it just wasn't enough. Like, her and Ray denied that they had tax issues the whole season. The Creole Demons would bring it up. She wouldn't participate. It was like, I don't know why they didn't in editing, especially after they got the first round of footage and was just like, you know what? We got to find something else because Karen isn't playing ball. Or at least talk to Karen and be like, this is a part of your storyline this season, so you're going to have to talk about it and open up, like something. Make it interesting, because it wasn't. It just really became annoying to me as a viewer, and I really became over the women, the Creole Demons. I really became over them with that because it just wasn't going anywhere, and it wasn't intense enough to like grab my attention. You know what I mean? How did you guys feel about Ray's taxes and Karen's house situation? Like, is she living in it? Is she renting it? Like, how did you guys feel about that? It didn't matter to me. I didn't care. Like, even if Karen was playing ball, it just wasn't interesting. And I hate that it was a huge part of this season. Let's talk about it in the comment section below. So I like how Karen got those Creole Demons together. She told them to their faces that she was going through it, and they were horrible to her. She's like, you guys tormented me, and I want to let you know that it's enough. It stops today. Like, she basically let them know, when we start filming next season, I don't want no mess from y'all. Like, don't do that to me again, because Karen is healing now. She's in like the mourning process. I think you guys told me that they are currently filming, so I think that by this time she's in the process where she's getting back to healing. She's probably still mourning, but I think she made it very clear to them, get off of this situation, find something else. But this right here, leave me alone. And I hate that she had to say that when she was going through a very trying time. And that's the thing that makes it so terrible. I wouldn't care if the ladies was just like, this is my storyline, I'm gonna stay on it, I'm gonna ask her about it. I get you, they're trying to make a TV show. I totally understand it. But the woman lost her parents within a matter of 7 months. Y'all didn't let up one bit. And even when she told you that you guys were tormenting her during a very trying time, you know what Slim Tamara LeMan said? Oh, I had fun. And then they all started mouthing that they had a good time. She was sitting there saying, you tormented me during the worst time of my life. It stops today. Like, don't do it again. Back up off me. Leave me alone. And their response was, well, I had a great time. Didn't even hear her. You don't have to be awful to be interesting. You know what I mean? Like, I've enjoyed these shows when it's just been fun. Especially for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, I enjoyed that the most because it was the funniest one and they had the best time. When it got dark, it really didn't sit well with me, and I could not believe that New York rose to the occasion for me. But you don't have to like manufacture drama, especially if you're doing it poorly, which is what I feel like Giselle was doing, which I feel like the ladies, the Creole Demons, were doing with this whole raise tax and house situation. I felt like they were manufacturing drama, and in my opinion, it didn't land. So what is up with Michael? Like, what is his beef with Ray all of a sudden out of nowhere? Like, I get that maybe his wife was telling him to come to the show and defend him, but Michael just ended up looking really creepy and stupid. Like, he's going on and on about Ray's rental property, and, you know, Karen was heated and she went for him so much that Ray had to tell her to, like, bring it back. Karen left the grand dame at home. She was ghetto dame, okay? I couldn't believe the way she was coming at Michael, but I understand. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, I'm tired and I'm done. You are not even really a part of this show, so why are you even getting in a mess? And y'all know how I feel. I hate when husbands get into the drama with the women and they start going back and forth with the women. I hate it. I really, really do. It's like, stay in a husband's place, mind your business, let this clique handle this drama. You don't need to have an opinion. You just got to support your wife silently. So Michael really bothered me with just his comments, and he was going on and on and on about it. And then when Ray tried to answer, don't even answer, I don't want to hear it. And I respect Chris, because he was just like, you don't want to hear it, but you went on for 5 minutes about it. Let the man answer the question. And that's the part about Chris that bothers me. It's like, he is so likable, and then we have this one thing where it's like, I can't respect that. And it makes me question if we're getting all of him, because he's such a likable guy. And then we get the situation with the son, and I'm like, and also his other 2 kids. I'm just like, we need more information, because he's coming off one way and then this information about him is coming out and it doesn't correlate. So I would love if they do talk about it, for them to just clear it up or something, or the ex-wife, please talk, because we need to know what's going on. Like, it's confusing with Chris, but I love what he did in that moment with Michael, because he's just like, why are you going on about it if you don't really care? Michael was piping up for no reason, and I just, the whole time I'm yelling at the TV, shut up. Like, nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say. You old decomposing man. He's so annoying. I cannot. He just gave me Gollum this entire season with how he just acted. He's very, very uncomfortable. I'm sorry, Ashley, you need to be quiet and mind your business and leave the other ladies alone, because when you step back and look at everybody else's situation, you were in the worst situation out of everybody. Maybe there is some love and care there for Michael, but I don't see it. You know what I mean? You look like a Catwoman, and for this to be how you secure your bag, listen, hard pass, okay? I could not imagine. And they trying to get pregnant. Child. I would just get a job. Ashley's song for Michael, that auto-tune hot mess, wasn't her a category singing in the USA or whatever pageant she was in? I don't follow them things, but I think she mentioned this season that her category was singing. Why was it so terrible? Why? Like, it was auto-tuned to death. It was just really, really bad. And I'm like, you gotta have some kind of money. Like, you can make a better video on an iPhone. I could have made a better video for Ashley with the little that I have in my room right now. So I just, when I saw that, I was like, Ashley, are you serious? And the ladies were so kind. They're special. Except for Candice, because, no, she was trying to be kind as well, but her face said everything. She was like, Candice was all of us. It was really, really bad. It was bad to the point where I was shocked that Ashley could not see that this was horrible. If her category was singing when she was in pageants, and she actually got, oh, she never got any titles. You know what? Ashley was over here wasting her mother's not earned money. Pretty much all I wanted to talk about with you guys concerning the final part of the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. This season started off really strong. It faded drastically kind of in the middle, came up a bit when we went to Cannes, but just kept on falling after that. And I felt like it should have ended at Cannes or Cannes. And that's unfortunate, because it really started off really strong this season. And remember when we were just so hyped about this show? Like, we were in my comments section having the best time ever, and I just did not expect it to fall off like this. Like, it became more of me doing this to stay consistent and wanting to talk to you guys about the show than really rushing to get home to watch and review the show. And that's unfortunate. So I'm hoping that next season they move back from the manufactured drama, because these ladies have enough on their own. Michael, yeah, that's his name, right? Michael and Ashley are creepy. It's still an interesting storyline, and especially with her trying to get pregnant. And you know what? Listen, their situation is very odd and weird to me, and uncomfortable. It is what it is. He's just, it's the age gap, and knowing that she's in her 20s, that just makes me uncomfortable. But it's still very interesting, and I still feel really bad for her, with struggling to have a child. So I would want to see more of that, you know what I mean? See more of their dynamic. Now that her mother and her husband are getting back on their feet, I would want to see her patch things up with her mom on camera, because it was really dark for them for a lot of this season. So I would want to see her, just clean that up. I will also want to see more of Karen. I think because of what she's going through, it's going to be interesting to see. Not interesting to see her mourn, but I think, and I just know this from my own personal experience, and maybe different for Karen, but when you lose someone that is always a part of your life, but just so close to you, you're never the same. If anything, you try to be better, because you realize that life doesn't go on forever. Like, it ends at some point. So I would be interested to see her blossom throughout this pain and see where her relationships go. Giselle is a fire starter, so she's going to stay on the show. You know what I mean? She's interesting in that aspect where she will create drama wherever. I'm just hoping the producers will just let her know, like, if you're trying to manufacture some drama and it's not hitting, move on to something else. Like, I don't mind a manufactured drama. That's why I review the show, because I don't believe a lot of it. But I'm just saying, if it's not working, move on to another strategy, or maybe another storyline, something, you know what I mean? I would be interested in seeing Monique and her journey with, her having another child, and I will also be interested to see Charisse. I honestly think that we need to replace Slim Tamala Man with Charisse. That's just my opinion. I don't think that Robin really brought anything this season. No shade, but I just felt like she was just Giselle's guard dog, and you could be a friend of the show and do that. Charisse is also messy like Giselle, but she also got the money, and she also has the class to just give us that dynasty feel that we like. Her and Karen do that for me. They really give us, which is what these shows are based off of, that dynasty effect that we need. You know what I mean? So I would like to see Charisse come back. So I would like to see Monique, Charisse, Giselle, Ashley, and Karen. I would really like to see those, and just have Slim Tamala Man be a friend of the show, because I just don't feel like she didn't really serve any storylines, and her storyline wasn't that interesting until we got to the medium, and it was like, that's it. That was it. Like, we got to the medium and that was it. Like, even Juan finding his father, I just don't feel like that was fleshed out enough. So that's who I think should come back next season. I don't want Kendall. Kendall is boring. Giselle was right. She's boring. Like, she just really didn't give anything. So maybe they could bring another housewife in. Or maybe just, audition them for a minute, but they need somebody a little spicier. They need somebody who will come. Oh, Candice. I forgot about Candice. I do want to see her come back. Less of her husband, less of them being in an interracial relationship, less of her mom, more of her businesses and what she has to offer. And if she is going to stay on the show, she has to be able to hold her ground. I don't want to see her crying and falling apart all the time. We're going to need somebody to come for Giselle, because she's never challenged, and she has to get challenged on this show, or she will be looking off. That's the thing with Giselle. She's not challenged, and she's just starting to look like a bully. If somebody's able to take her on and break her out of that Creole demon, facade that she puts on, then maybe we can get another side of her and get some different layers, so that people just won't come into the show not liking her, which is what was my issue. I was just like, anytime she was on TV, I was like, I just didn't like her scenes, because I knew that she was going to come at somebody for no reason but to manufacture drama. Like, I could see her creating storylines, and it was awful. It just didn't work for me. That's my suggestions for next season. What are yours? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see y'all guys soon for something. Thank you so much for sticking with me throughout this entire season. I totally appreciate it. I appreciate every like. I appreciate every comment. I appreciate you guys subscribing and sharing. I love it all, and I totally appreciate it. It does not go unnoticed, the love that you guys give me here. and I give it right back. See you guys soon. Bye.